I think that, I have to say that being with somebody is not the same as knowing them. Being in their company, Keith and I are in each other's company, but I wouldn't say we knew each other. Of course we will, we'll always say hi, but it's...
Well, you remember last night, though, we were talking about the drinking and
Yeah, you drunk so much you don't remember.
You wrote before me?
So, yeah.
With his question, though, I mean,
Yeah.
you had so many memories and experiences, it's probably hard to remember everything. I mean, I'm sure it was cool playing with Hendrix.
No, it becomes clearer every day.
Really?
It becomes clearer. Yeah, because I deliberately want to remember things, because things we did with the Moodies, I remember most fondly, I suppose it would be the 1880s or that. The 60s was different for us. We had no money, we were just really trying to pay for the petrol, get a nice van, and find somewhere to live, get our girlfriends to sign the lease on the apartment. Because you couldn't, nobody would lease a musician an apartment. We had a terrible reputation.
Did you have somebody carrying your Vox AC30?
Myself, actually.
It's a really heavy, man.
Yeah, sure.
You still using the 335?
I still use my red 335, yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it amazing that you find a great guitar and an amp and there's really no reason to look any further?
Yes, that about sums it up. I met the guys who made it, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Kalamazoo in the days, because we were there. And I just thought, oh, I can gig in Kalamazoo in the afternoon. I'll go down to Gibson. And I went down to Gibson and they welcomed me. And they said, yes, we remember your guitar. Because it had a Bigsby and two mother of pearl dots where they'd taken away the tailpiece. And they said it was unusual for that thing. They usually put some kind of black plastic plate over that. But they said the next one off the line was made of exactly the same stuff in exactly the same way, and it just doesn't play like yours. Which they didn't understand. So they used the same tools, the same wood, the same electronics.
The tree could have been bent a little bit.
Yeah.
Something, right? It's
something, yeah, it may be the tree.
That's the only answer for it, right?
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Absolutely.
We got time for a couple more questions.
Got another one back by the stairs.
Do you ever go back and revisit your pre-Moody stuff like Day Must Come or London is Behind Me? And did you ever finish Forever to Be Alone?
Oh, I think I put Forever to Be Alone in another song, just the melody to it. I think I used it somewhere else. No, the original records that I made for Pi just weren't very good at all. They just weren't. So, I was constantly at odds with the chap in the control room. I wasn't allowed in the control room. But over the tannoy and the speaker, I was constantly at odds with him, And that's really when I found out I'm a root musician from hell. Because I'm going to tell them the way I want. Then I have to go on, well, yeah, you play it to me then how you want it.
Keith over here on the left.
And I do it my way.
Keith over here on the left. Left. There you go, buddy.
Hi, Justin. You never age. I have a question for you. Can you tell me how you arrived at the lyrics for The Story in Your Eyes?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Okay. Can you tell me how you arrived with the lyrics for The Story in Your Eyes?
That's a complicated one because it was at a time when we were working so much to a particular audience in the United States. And the boys of our age, coming to the United States in 1968, as we did, we just worked. We were everybody's support act. But we played a lot of colleges and a lot of universities, and we saw a lot of people being taken. There was a war going on, and there was the draft. And I think it was something about that, about how lucky we were to be able to be it, because conscription finished several years before that in the UK, in England. So we were much luckier. And I knew one boy I was very friendly with, who was a conscientious objector, and they sent him to be a medic. So it was the worst job of all out in the Far East. But it really stems out of that. I think that that was a time when we were starting to reflect what the people that we were playing to.
You're good at Dana.
Oh, that's all right. It was nice to play. Yes.
Yeah, Justin, the song Watching and Waiting
Yes.
meant a lot to me. And I think it's meant a lot to you because you described some details in some of your solo acts. Would you mind going into just a little bit more detail about how that was created and what it meant to you and what it means to you now?
Well, Watching and Waiting, we were rather pompously had most instruments of the orchestra delivered. Once Sir Edward Lewis at Decca knew that that this was an idea that was going to work, albums for us. He just wanted more and more albums. And so in doing that, we were able to ask for every instrument in the orchestra. But the one thing we didn't have was a kind of built-in organ, a pipe organ. And so I asked for a pipe organ, and they rented one from Mandel's, an organ company in London. And I wrote it on that. Now it's really a song that was written just after my father died, and it always takes me back to that place. I've been to a lot of funerals, it really is, too many. And when I was young, not so much now actually, when you think they'd be popping off all over the place. But when I was young, yeah, I knew how to do a funeral when I was young. How to work it out. So there's a lot of grief in it, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Hey, Justin.
Pleasure.
Oh, hello. Justin, had the pleasure of interviewing you on a few occasions.
Yes.
So I'm going to repeat. I have two questions, one of which I'm going to repeat. Are you a nostalgic sort? And the other question is, what do you have planned for the future? Do you have another project planned?
Yeah, what was the first part of the question?
Are you a nostalgic sort of individual? Nostalgic for the
Nostalgic, yes, I am nostalgic, yeah. Yeah, because I find I'm a great reader. Well, no, I'm just a reader. Can't read any better than anyone else. But I have 2 or 3 books going on the road all the time. And really what fascinates me is the writing that particularly women between the 1930s and 1970s, of which there was some beautiful fiction written. And the one name I would throw at is Iris Murdoch, so I'm nostalgic for that kind of writing. And there was another part to this question.
Yes, you have a project, a new album.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've already recorded some new music. It's really quite surprising for me. But I'm just looking for a way to get it released at the moment. Yeah. People aren't flocking to me to release it. It will be out before the summer's over, yeah. But what it'll be, if it's what everybody expects of me, it's just different.
We have time for one last question.
Okay, here's our last question.
True or false? Did Ray's fan come in through the bathroom window?
Did
Ray's fan come in through the bathroom
Did
window?
Ray's fans come in through the bathroom window? I'm not sure whether they were fans.
I think that says it all right there. Of course, Justin will be playing Tuesday at 6:15, Red Laminates, and also I want to clarify all photo experiences for the entire cruise will take place in the Bliss Lounge, and there was a misprint in the Freestyle Daily. The photo experience today is in Bliss at 2:30. And Justin, it's been a privilege.